What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Smash JT. I had to make a video talking about what the official PlayStation podcast discussed recently, and that is the backwards compatibility of PSVR2. Well, actually, it's the lack of backwards compatibility.
Here, I've been getting some questions from some friends and some gamers just about whether or not they might be able to play original PlayStation VR games on PlayStation VR2. So, what say you?
PSVR games are not compatible with PSVR2 because PSVR2 is designed to deliver a truly next-generation VR experience. PSVR2 has much more advanced features like all-new controller with haptics feedback and adaptive triggers, as I said, and inside-out tracking, eye tracking in it, 3D audio is coming together, 4K HDR, of course. So this means developing games for PSVR2 requires a whole different approach than the original PSVR.
So there is the official PlayStation podcast announcing that indeed PlayStation VR2 is not backwards compatible with PSVR games. Now, I'll be honest, initially I'm like, whatever, I still have my PSVR. I'm not gonna get rid of it or anything like that. But the more I thought about it, the more I was frustrated, because I'm like, you know, I feel like it's lazy, cheap, weird. I feel like it's something that I'm not a dev. I'm not going to pretend to be one, but I couldn't imagine it being impossibly insurmountable to create a feature to replicate the PSVR within the PSVR2 and house that kind of information to be able to play those games in it. What I said on Twitter regarding this was akin to what the Wii U did, and the ability to play backwards compatible all the Wii games by basically loading up a Wii inside of the Wii U. And I feel like they could have created that kind of scenario, that kind of environment, if you will, a PlayStation VR like app within the PSVR2 where you select PSVR and it just loads up the original PSVR system like through it. I don't know how they would do it, but I feel like it's something that they could easily do, and you just utilize the headset similar to the original PSVR and play those games on it. It's frustrating to me. Now, people have said, oh, the technology, it's not possible, the controllers are so far advanced and this, that, the other thing. They utilize different controls and motions of 360 environments. Fantastic, that's great. Why not be able to also connect to the original PSVR Move controllers? I just wondering, it's weird to me. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it's gonna have a different system where it doesn't have a camera connection and all that stuff, maybe. But it's weird to me to not at least have the ability and a built-in camera and sensor and all that stuff like Nintendo did. Nintendo did it right. They went all out on backwards compatibility to give the Wii U the best shot it could have by including all the abilities of the Wii, and also have the updated functionality of the Wii U, the HDMI and the updated graphics and new capabilities and the gamepad. I don't know, it just feels lazy to me. And it's frustrating. So all those games that you've bought, physical or downloadable, you need to keep your original PSVR to play them, which is fine. I just feel like it's unnecessary. I was one of the people that was really looking forward to the PSVR 2 just to be able to enhance the games that I already have on PSVR. Higher quality, better frame rate, better processing power, more pixels per square inch, you know, just so it's not as nauseating. That was always my problem with the PSVR. Is it's just nauseating. It moves too slow, not enough pixels, not enough frames per second, and it's just the quality of the game visuals is just not where I would like it to be able to keep the headset on for a prolonged period of time and enjoy my time and not feel sick after playing with it for more than an hour. Hell, half an hour. I don't know, everyone's different, but that's what I was personally looking forward to, is minor enhancements that would automatically be integrated into the old games without any effort by developers, by simply just loading the games up on a better screen that's an inch from your eye. I feel like that would do wonders for those games. And I think that's why I'm really frustrated. I feel like it's just a lazy move. I get that the new PSVR2 controllers are totally different. I understand that the devs don't have the time to go back and rework the games to implement them for new controls and stuff like that, especially for the lower budget games, things like that. But just the idea that if they created an environment on the PlayStation VR2 to be able to play PSVR games on it, I just feel like that's not really that much work, and they didn't do it, and they're not doing it yet, at least. Maybe it'll come in an update, but if they're not putting in the ability to add the original camera and the motion controls, then it's not possible. And maybe Sony's just like, yeah, the PSVR was one thing, PSVR 2 is a whole different animal, and it's so wildly different and wildly complex that it's a different universe than the original PSVR. Okay, I'm hopeful that that's the case, but it just seems very short-sighted to brush off the original PSVR as not necessary, who cares, moving on to the PSVR 2, this is what you need to buy and consume and start your collection all over again, and all the games that you bought are not going to be backward compatible with the PSVR 2. So too bad, so sad. You need to buy the new PSVR 2, and all the games you purchased before, if you don't keep your original unit, are useless and worthless. Especially in the modern era of technology, I feel like it's more and more possible to do stuff like this, to implement easy backwards compatibility. But Sony always seems to botch that. Nintendo knocks it out of the park, usually. Microsoft knocks it out of the park, usually. Sony is so back-ass, I have no idea what I'm doing with the back catalog of these old systems or how to use them and work them on the new consoles and updated systems that we just, maybe they'll work, maybe they don't, we don't know. Good luck to you. It just seems odd to me, because there is a demand to be able to have backwards compatibility, and especially with a technology like the PSVR 2, I feel like that would have given it serious momentum, serious legs right off the bat. But with all that being said, I'm still excited about the PSVR 2. I still plan on getting one. I'm just kind of surprised by what seems to be laziness, what seems to be just laissez-faire and we don't care, once again, with backwards compatibility with Sony. Those are my thoughts on the PSVR 2 lack of backwards compatibility situation. I'd be very interested to hear what you guys have to say about this. I know there's a lot of YouTubers that have weighed in and been like, oh, it's not possible, they can't do it, oh, you don't understand the dev work. Look, I don't need apologists for it, I just need it to happen. Nintendo made it happen with the Wii U. Make it happen. That's all I'm saying. I'm gonna leave it there. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, you stay smashing. You only get one try. If it cheats, it cheats.